Welcome to Moon Mage-Tarot. This is weekly tarot messages, so if you're new here, these are quick messages. They're not long or super in-depth, and they essentially just cover the energies, challenges, and potential challenges, guidance, and advice around that, so that you can hopefully navigate your week ahead with all the information, using your own intuition as well. They're time-stamped down in the description box below, messages 1 through 4, so I always tell everybody to give themselves a second to feel into which message is speaking to them, and then that will be your message for the week ahead. But regardless of the dates that these messages come with, they are timeless. So when you land on them is when you're meant to hear them, so don't put too much stock into the dates. Also, just want to quickly mention that I have had a new meditation video come out this week. It's actually more of a affirmations video to just listen to in the morning to get your day started off on the right foot, as well as a 4 directions, the wisdom of the 4 directions tarot video, which is a pick a message as well. So if you're interested, you could have a look at those. But I'm going to get started here with message number 1. Hello, message 1. Let's have a look and see what may be showing up for you guys this week. Okay, we've got reflection energy. Friendships in your life may come to an end. Others could blossom and become stronger. Interesting. Okay, so reflection around the company you keep is kind of a main overarching theme for you this week. You may want to take some time to go into reflection around this, thinking, allowing yourself to really feel into, am I surrounding myself with the right people? Are these connections still resonating with me? Because for some of you, I think these are longtime friends that you might be feeling not quite as connected to as you used to, like there's something different. Maybe you've evolved to a higher level in your consciousness and they have not caught up and you're feeling that disconnect. That's not going to be true for all of you, but for some reason I think that is true for some of you. Either way, the message is that it's time to reflect on this. Friendships in your life may come to an end and others could blossom and become stronger. So yeah, it's kind of like this energy of letting go of other people and communities, connections and friendships that used to feel resonant, I feel, for many of you, and potentially inviting in new ones, or even reflecting on what would new friendships look like for me? What would I want that, what qualities would I want them to have, is what I'm trying to say here. What kind of energy do they bring to the table? What kind of things do they do? I feel like too, like to have that more of a sense of commonality between the connections and the people and the company that you keep, like, so that there's not that feeling of disconnect. Oops. Okay. Okay, we got a card that flew out there. Okay, we've got the frog, cleaning house, releasing emotional baggage. Ooh, that's interesting. Okay, so next to the need for reflection is, this is the main energy that is being asked of you this week. Cleaning things out, decluttering your home, decluttering your mind, I think, for you, which is why we would unpack our mind in reflection, in meditation, and just sitting with ourselves and really feeling into the things that are keeping us stuck or emotionally clogged up. And I think for my message 1, it is people, connections, friendships. So again, cleaning house, releasing emotional baggage. Yeah, frog's all about cleansing ourselves internally, and then physically, right? There's just this adage of cleanliness is next to godliness. And so when we have a lot of good space around us that's clear and free from clutter, we can think more clearly and we receive more clearly, like spiritually speaking. And I feel like this is true for you guys this week. So something to give yourself over to. I do think that for most of you, it's the emotional stuff, and trying to consider if the friendships that you've been in or connected to right now are the best for you, if they're serving you anymore, if you've outgrown these people. We've got birth and rebirth. So endings bringing new beginnings, and it's coming in the challenge position, suggesting this is something that's been really difficult for you. And I think that this is especially true when we're trying to consider if we should still be hanging out with these same people, if we still feel resonance with them, if we're actually going to feel comfortable enough to start slowly disconnecting ourselves from them. Because I think it brings up a lot of discomfort. Like, you can feel bad about it, right? Like, these have been my people. I have some feelings about this. I know it's probably what's best for me. And as a result of me moving away from these connections and inviting in ones that are more resonant with me and better for me, you have this energy of rebirth, right? But I think it's been stalled. Maybe you've been overthinking the situation or staying thinking that maybe you're the problem in these connections, but I don't feel that. I will say I do feel pretty strongly that for my message ones, it's you that have outgrown these people, this community, these friends, this situation. And that's okay. I mean, it happens. We're all on a different evolutionary paths, and we're all moving through them at our own pace. But I just think that that's a big energy I feel here for you guys, is you've outgrown these situations, and it's hard to allow yourself to move on from them, understandably so. Yeah. So this is a direct piece of guidance and advice from Spirit. It's independence, healthy boundaries. Yeah. So it makes me feel like maybe some of you have lost a bit of this part of yourself, this feeling of independence, like I can stand on my own 2 feet. And with boundaries coming up, I find that really interesting, because I think maybe some of you are allowing these connections, these people, maybe they rely too heavily on you. You're like the armchair therapist for all of them. They come to you with their problems because you're maybe very spiritually open, very wise. And so they take up a lot of your time, and then you don't have time for you and what's important for you to be cultivating, doing, creating, inviting in new connections that would be on the same level as you, rather than looking to you to pull them up. And I feel like that's what you are in these connections, in these situations. And it's time to really look at that and think about what's best for you right now. It's not selfish, it's necessary. Sorry for the background noise, guys. There's a lot of people walking around upstairs. Independence and healthy boundaries is what you're being asked to cultivate, to have this rebirth and cleanse out this emotional stuff that you're holding on to. Because I think you feel maybe guilty about knowing that it's time for you to move away from these people who are, I think, abusing the connections in some way. Just relying too heavily on you to have their needs met, to fill their cups. Because I do think that you bring a lot of wisdom to them, and they recognize that, like compassion, and you're empathic and you understand them, and so they're always looking to you to help be the fixer. We've got the novice. Innocence, beginner, ignorance, new skill without practice, unstable curiosity. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to consider this a very big heads up from Spirit. And I'm also just noticing this card is a 50. If you can see that up there. And now this card is a 5. So double 5s. Beneath, one above, one as below. So change needed. And I feel like it's about embracing this novice energy of new beginnings, new situations. Also, I think some of you are trying to grow something. You have a higher purpose or passion to be leaning into at this time. And these people in these situations really, they use up your energy, right? And they're, again, abusing your kindness in some kind of way. So embracing this beginner mindset with innocence like a child, but we have to put into practice what we want, right? New skill without practice, unstable curiosity. So what are you going to do with that curiosity? What foundation can you build underneath it? How can you grow it and expand it? And I really feel like this hinges and is strongly connected to the people around you. So it's like you'll never be able to get to this novice energy, because again, always having people pull on your energy and need you for something and answering that call, because you're this kind, empathic person and you feel like you have to. A people pleaser, essentially. So really reflect on this week, message 1. Because I feel like Spirit's jump in to say it's your time now. It's time to relinquish that independence, set those healthy boundaries. And yeah, you might feel some guilt about it at first, but it's going to be really good for you in the long run. It's going to bring new things to you. And people, I feel like more heart-centered, resonant people. Oh, look, be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself. All your feelings, even the difficult ones, have a message for you. Accept your truth, then let Source take it from there. I think that's a really good and apt message to cap this off. And this is what reflection will do, right? It will bring that truth up to the surface where you can't deny it. And I will say, message one, I do think it's going to be a little uncomfortable for you. I think it has been. But if it's showing up for you, it's because now is the time to really put yourself first. It's not selfish. I feel like you're this good, kind-hearted, wise, sage type person who's very empathic and giving, but it's time to give back to yourself. And it does require that reflection and honesty with yourself. Are these people bringing me, in these situations, bringing me closer to my passion and purpose, or taking me away from it? It's that kind of energy. So really give yourself over to that this week. Just carve out a little bit of time each day to think about this, to contemplate it, and to get really honest and real with yourself. Okay, I think I'm going to leave that there. I hope you all have the most amazing, beautiful week. Take care, guys. Hello, message 2. Let's have a look and see what could be showing up for you guys this week. What do you guys need to know? Sexuality. This card has been coming up quite a bit over the last few weeks. Existing relationships could find a new passion and heightened sexual attraction. Opportunities for marriage and good family life are strong. But if you're single, beware of temptation that could lead to trouble. It says a child will also bring great joy. Okay, so this is very, very much connected to the sacral chakra center too. And I say that because even though it's saying sexuality, it could be a stirring in this sacral that brings about some sort of creativity, passion in another area as well, right? It's not that black and white. It's very nuanced in this messaging. So either way, this is saying that if you've been feeling a pull or more passion or inspiration stirring within you, this is the week to answer it, to move towards it. Also, an up-leveling in your existing relationships. But this does say to be careful if you're single. And if that's showing up for you, it's probably because there could be some false connections. Like easy come, easy go. Almost like that Knight of Cups energy. Like I came in like a lion, but went out like a lamb kind of thing. I don't even know if that makes sense of what I'm saying, but comes in and out really quickly. And then it says opportunities for marriage and good family. So again, more metaphorically speaking, that could be, there's some sort of commitments that could be made this week, really good ones for you. Committing to something, to some sort of creativity, but also to a person. And it could quite literally be that some of you get proposed to this week or are considering proposing to your loved one this week. And it would be a really good week to do that because the energy is very supportive of it, of all things going well. Okay. And then you know that a child will bring great joy. That could bring about an energy of they tell you something that's really good news or that you've been hoping for them or for you, or that it quite literally could be the birth of a child or conception can happen this week, especially with sexuality being on the cards. Either way, leaning into your sexuality and healthy relationships, being open to it, allowing for it to blossom and grow is all on the cards and on the table for you guys this week. It's sort of like, makes me feel, what am I feeling? I almost feel like for some of you, maybe that's been shut down a little bit due to the circumstances. I mean, we're all going through different things, but if it feels like it's been something that's really stagnant and stale as of late, and you're kind of tempted to believe that it's just going to stay that way, it's about cracking your mind open just a little bit to invite this energy in, because if it's showing up, it's going to stir a lot of other things as a result of saying yes to your sexuality, feeling comfortable with it. Hopefully that makes sense. Oh, 2 cards fell out. Okay. Okay, disruption. Okay, so disruptive energy coming in for some of you. I almost feel like this disruption has already happened. There's been a disruption in your life in some kind of way that has caused, you know, emotional dissonance in your connections, where things just aren't moving, where the intimacy just hasn't been there, where creativity's been dampened, that fire in the belly. It's just out, right? So emotional dissonance, and with all that water, it is very indicative of emotional problems. Also, that's energy held in the sacral. So I feel like even if there's a little disruption to start off your week, or if you're just moving through it, I feel like this is coming out to let you know that this can be changed now. You don't have to stay in this energy. It's moving out. Hopefully, oops, okay. I'm going to move that back up. I'll move this over here for now. Sorry about that, guys. And then we've got Merlin, the Merlin. Alchemy, justice, and balance. See, I feel like this is what is on the cards for you now. Like, this is what wants to show up. Balancing out this disruptive energy that has caused emotional dissonance, a lack of creativity, a lack of sexuality and intimacy and joy and intimate connections. This needs to come back into balance now, and it's coming out in the challenge position. So I don't know why, but I keep feeling like maybe you haven't been able to trust it, or you're just not buying it in some kind of way, like it's ever going to turn around for you, or like it's even possible because you're not feeling it for some of you. But I think this is what needs to be shifted, right? Because that balance is coming in, justice being served, things being brought into a more harmonic, as it says, alchemical state where it's working out for you in a much better way than it has in the past, is what I feel like. Like, I keep hearing that song. It's been a long time coming, but change is going to come. But I feel like it's hard for you to believe that, especially where creativity, passion, sexuality, good intimate connections are concerned. But that's not the case this week. Noise in the background. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, the Stag and Pride leadership. This is representing you, and this is a direct piece of guidance and advice from Spirit. Where do you need to take the lead? Maybe some of you have been waiting for your partner to show up and, make a move, whether it's sexually or romantically, right? Because romance doesn't always mean sex, but you've been waiting for that to happen, and perhaps you're the one that's better at leading the way in this situation. And I think this is Spirit's way of saying, go ahead and do that. Especially with pride, there to swallow your pride. If you're feeling it, don't ignore it because you would have rathered it was them making these moves, or, putting energy around this. Because I feel like if you do this and you show up and you lead the way and put your pride aside, it's like they follow suit. They're like, oh yeah, okay, I'm here with you. I'm on board. This is great. You open them up, and then you won't always have to be the one to take the lead with creating this intimacy, this romance, these more powerful sexual energy will explode for both of you. But somebody has to step up to do it, to be the one to be the catalyst for this energy to be birthed and grow. Okay. Yeah. Look at the water energy here with disruption, and then we've got water energy again, and it's number 44, and I'm noticing that. And it's letting go. And I really feel like this is speaking to letting go of the past. I think a lot of you have had a lot of difficulty in romantic partnership, with the sexuality, with creativity stirring as a result of it, and feeling inspired and impassioned, maybe even feeling beautiful or worthy, all held in the sacral. And it's time to open that up and let go of what's been, because you really are coming into a time of shift, but you must embrace it. Put your pride aside, and I think for those of you who chose message 2, it's you who are being asked to take the lead here, to make the move, and then know that your partner will follow suit. They'll be on board, and then you won't always have to be the one making the move. That's what this feels like. Yeah, things are coming into much better balance now, and you can trust that. This disruptive, emotional, heavy energy is going to be moved out, but you have to lean into trust and believe that. Okay. It's time to play. You're working too hard and worrying about everything. Seek out joyous experiences to bring back balance into your life. Yeah, again, I keep thinking about the sacral chakra, and I apologize that I've said it so many times, but it's only because it is connected to our emotions, our well-being, our self-esteem, to sexuality, to playfulness, innovation, creativity, all those good things. And it is time to unlock this energy. As this says, it's time to play, because this will help with that sexual energy that's being charged up in you, which again is just a catalyst to birth creative ideas, be inspired to do something, go somewhere, create something. So it's all good things. People often underestimate the power of our sexuality and how it can lean into other areas of our lives and explode them in the best possible way. And I feel like this is true for you. This is true for you, message 2. It's time to play. You're working too hard and worrying about everything. Seek out joyous experiences to bring back balance to your life. Alchemy, justice, balance. Out of whack right now, right? Because it's in the challenge position. This is the answer to how you go about doing that. Again, put that pride aside. Take the lead in this. Be the one that starts out with the silliness, with the romance, with the flirting, with the romantic ideas. And I really do feel very strongly that your partner will follow suit. You will be the leader, but they will follow, and then start bringing that energy into the connection as well. And for those of you who are single and been looking for love, and even though this card says it might not be the best way to find that, you can still move into the letting go energy of what's been, inviting balance in and being playful, because then you will be getting yourself mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically ready for when love is about to come into your life. Okay, I think I'm going to leave that there. I hope that you all have the most amazing, beautiful week. Take care, guys. Hello, message 3. Let's have a look and see what could be showing up for you guys this week. What does message 3 need to know? Some cards were going to jump out there, but nope. Friendship. A friend needs your help. Your kindness and excellent counseling skills will put them back on track. Okay, so if you get an intuitive hit that somebody needs more than what they're asking for, and I'm not sure if I'm saying this because I do feel like some of you might have some friends who are not good at asking for help, lean in and be the one to make the move. But for others, if people are coming to you this week, know that you've got the wisdom, the guidance, the sage advice to help them through their situation. So if you second guess yourself in that way, do not do that this week. It's you. It's like kind of like feels like you're like the shining star this week, the one with all the answers. And I don't know why, but I think some of you underestimate your ability to really counsel and help people through their problems. So don't do that this week, message 3. But I do definitely think that some of you are going to get an intuition about it. Like, I think this person might be struggling. I feel like there's more going on behind the scenes that they're not telling me about. And I think if you feel that, be the one to reach out. All you can do is offer, right? Offer help and an ear. But I think that it's going to be really appreciated and needed. The Wind Fairy. Thoughts, words, intellectual analysis. Interesting, coming out with like being the counselor and using your words and your wisdom to help people through. I feel like it's representing you, this Wind Fairy energy. Thoughts, words, intellectual analysis. Helping somebody through this in some kind of way. You have the power of word with you this week. I think you probably always do, message 3. Really lean into this. It's like you're going to know what to say and do to help this situation and this person. Very wise is just what I keep feeling for you guys. Whoa, another fairy energy. The Fire Fairy. Creative action, optimism. Okay, and this is in the stagnant position, so the challenge. So perhaps in you, it's funny how the universe works. In you helping others with your wisdom, with your intelligence, with the energy that you hold of always knowing the right thing to say and the best way to help navigate situations, it doesn't just help others, it's going to help yourself, right? It opens you up creatively. It opens up action and optimism for you too, and you get to see that, like, I do have this superpower within me and I should utilize it more. And this is suggesting that you're not doing that. Maybe you're even backing off, like, I shouldn't impose, I shouldn't say, wasn't necessarily asked. I think some of you will be, but others no. Either way, by you opening up to this and moving into that helper energy and using your voice and your wisdom, I think it's going to open you up creatively, as well as others, right? Creative action for them, and more hopefulness and optimism for them. But don't discount what it does for you, the person who's in the giving position. You then receive, and things start turning in a really positive way for you as well. Okay. Look at this, creative projects, creative action and optimism, creative projects. The spider. The spider also represents storytellers. It is, if you were to look it up, the spiritual meaning, they are storytellers. They're good with words. They could be writers too. They're good at spinning a story, spinning a web, always knowing what to do and how to build things. So I definitely think by you leaning into this helper energy, assisting others with your wisdom, with your words, you're going to help yourself in some kind of way. And it's going to move your energy forward too. I feel like it's going to bring you optimism and a feeling of self-esteem and self-worth and knowing. It's going to click in something that you say. Often we tell people things that we also need to learn and hear. And I think there's something to that for you guys this week. So really, really lean in, because this doesn't just help another person. This is also going to move you and help you and get you back into focusing on your own creativity, your own passion projects, and opening you up to more joy and optimism. I think some of you maybe undervalue your strengths and what you bring to the table and what your gifts and talents are. But I feel like, doing this and leaning into this helper energy and assistance, I think it's going to help you see yourself in a different light and move your energy in a really positive direction. Look at this, risk. And it's about taking a risk, right? Because this is a guidance from spirit, optimism around taking a risk, being creative, going for something. Take the risk. Wow. Oh my goodness. It's so interesting too, with like that, in you helping with your kindness and your excellent counseling skills, that you'll put them back on track. I'm going to sound like a broken record, but I think this puts you on track too. This puts you back on track. It gives you this boost in your self-esteem and in your confidence and around your abilities and what you bring. And it's worth taking this risk to move this energy, your own energy, forward and get back into this creative passion project or thoughts that you've had around a creative passion project. Most definitely. I think some of you could be really good with writing, like books and things. This is general, so obviously that's not going to resonate with all of you, but I definitely think you guys have the gift of word and intelligence. And there's something about, for some of you, if you've had an idea to write a book, I'm going to say that you should go ahead and you should do that. I think you have all the tools that you would need to have it be a success and make it happen. Okay. Let me just grab it there. Card to cap this off, a final message from Spirit. So if there's opportunities to message 3 for you this week, I feel like the answer is yes, it's worth taking the risk. Go for it. Or even if it's just for some of you, it feels risky to go and offer assistance to somebody, even if they didn't ask for it, it's going to be worth the risk. It's got this amazing, like, spiritual trickle-down effect. It seems like you're helping one person with one thing, but it ends up helping you as well. Jeez, I need to slow down my speech. Look at this. Don't settle for less. And there's all these butterflies, which is indicative of transformation. And I'm really attracted to the fact that this is AM. Something transforming in the morning hours, something significant about the morning hours. Pay attention to that. Use your own intuition, because I think there's some sort of messaging in there personally for you, message 3. You are a child of the divine, and you deserve to have your dreams come true. Ooh, don't give up. Wow. perhaps you need to use some of your own intellect and wisdom on yourself to up level yourself the way that you would others. And this is more of a metaphorical message for some of you. It's what would you tell your best friend about this situation? You would tell them, don't give up, take the risk, take the actions, be creative, use it. It's necessary, it's needed. You'll have success. I think that's part of this message here for some of you. Don't settle for less. You are a child of the divine and you deserve to have your dreams come true. Don't give up. Really powerful message to get back into your creativity, to moving something forward, to taking these risks. And if it's showing up, it's because you've got this beautiful transformation as a result of you doing just that. Don't underestimate your ability to do this, message 3. I feel like this really up-leveling of my energy just doing your reading. And I think it's maybe something that's missing for you, but it's so true for you, even if you can't see it right now. Again, powerful with your words and your wisdom. You do know how to help others. You know how to help others and yourself. Okay, I think I'm going to leave that there. And I hope that you all have the most amazing week. Take care, guys. Hello, message 4. Let's check and see what could be coming up for you guys. What do you guys need to know going into this week ahead? Ooh, commitment. A commitment is indicated around love or business. It will make you feel better. Okay, so a decisive week for you guys is coming up. Saying yes or no and drawing a line in the sand around that, whether it's in love or business. So I that's just what I always come to when this card is drawn, is that it's not the week to waver or to overthink or overanalyze. Of course, think your situation through and know what it is you're committing to, not just jumping in. But it's not the week to sit on anything, right? It's going into decisiveness. So give yourself over to contemplation for sure, but then make a decision. Yes, no. And it says it will make you feel better, right? Instead of going round and round and overthinking. And, I know I said, for sure take time to contemplate, but I think maybe some of you have already been overthinking some things. Yeah. I always say, lead with your heart, but bring your head with you. And I think maybe your head's been leading the way, and your heart has maybe not been brought into the equation. So this is the week to really tap into and tune into your heart to see what it's trying to tell you around this, so that you can make a decision. This week so far is all about connections, romantic, friendship connections, just connections in general. Ooh, okay, that didn't split very well. I'm going to do that again. Okay. Oh, burden. Yeah. And that makes a lot of sense, right? As this says, it'll make you feel better. Feeling overburdened, carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. Analysis paralysis, I think, for some of you. It's time to remove these burdens. And it's been a burden, which means that Spirit's come in to say, the universe has come in to say, this is clogging up your energy, going round and round with this. There really is a need to make a decision, and it really will help release some of these burdens for you. All the more reason to go into decisiveness. But I do think some of you need to check in with your heart. What's your heart trying to tell you? Okay, we've got the horse. Accepting help from another. Delegating authority. Delegating authority. So overworking, not just being mentally overstimulated and not really being sure what to do, but trying to handle everything on your own. And that is also a huge burden. It is time to release some of these responsibilities that you've put on yourself to be in charge of. The whole world doesn't have to rest on your shoulders. You don't have to do things alone, because this is coming out in the challenge. Who can you look? Who's around to help you with situations? Who can you maybe bounce ideas off so that you can get decisive and move your situation forward that's causing your energy to be so heavy and burdened and clogged up? There's no space for you to just think and feel and do and be in the moment Again, accepting help from another, delegating authority. Yeah, you don't have to do everything yourself. Maybe there's some fear about letting go of control, like it won't get done the proper way if you do that. But if this is showing up for you, that's not the case, right? It's the universe's way of saying, no, 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 don't worry. It'll all work out for you. And you can trust that you can release and relinquish some of this control, go back into your heart space, figure out what it is you need to do, and commit to it, whether love or business. This definitely feels like business for some of you. Nice. We've got the Queen, woman, fertility, feminine power, sexuality, and friendships. Wow. This is such a strong energy coming in this week for everybody. Sexuality, friendships, and feminine power, fertility, growing passion projects and things. You're no different. I feel like whether you're male or female watching this, it doesn't matter. It's representing you and something that you bring to the table. This is your energy. This is Spirit saying, this is what you need. This is the energy we want you to move into. Being your own authority. Moving into that feminine energy of power, which is really just the energy of creativity and passion and being inspired and innovative and ingenious. So not female, just feminine. And you know, excuse me. There was already one of the other messages, and I've already forgotten which message it was. I don't know if it was one or two. It might have been two. That also spoke about sexuality. So there may be some sort of messaging in that for you, message 4, that you might want to look at, even if it's just a little piece of that message, because it's bringing that same kind of energy with the Queen, right? And this is what Spirit wants you to move to. This is what the universe is saying. This is who you are. You have this energy. You have this natural authority. Leaning into this energy to make your decisions and commit to something unequivocally and not wavering around it. You have this. It's burdened and it's heavy because you've got a lot going on and you're trying to do everything yourself. But it's time to lean back into this because you are this. You have this authority, this power, this ingenious, this innovation, this creativity. Yeah, so much sacral energy showing up in the last couple weeks as well, right, with that sexuality. I talked about it in message 2, I think it was message 2, how much we undervalue the power of sexuality, because when we unleash our own sexuality and really lean into it and get comfortable with it, it really does birth creativity and passion in other areas of our life. So something to consider for you guys, message 4. That the butterfly and beauty. Yeah. And then it's like transformation. Things move, you'll feel better, things shift and change, you're not burdened anymore, and it shifts and changes into this beautiful cocooned, frustrating situation that's not going anywhere into something of beauty. And with the Queen, it's like you already have the natural capacity to do this, to transform things into something amazing and beautiful with that creativity and that passion. It's just very burdened and dark right now for you because there's too much going on and not enough decisiveness around what's going on or help for you, message 4. So absolutely give yourself over to delegating some of this authority, to taking some of your energy back, to making decisions in love or business. I definitely think for some of you this is a business. And it will make you feel better. It will move your situation forward, and it brings about beautiful transformation that you can trust. But it's really hard to let go of control, right, for fear of that. And I think that that's an energy that some of you are in a little bit too much right now. Trust the guidance you're receiving. Archangel Uriel has blessed you with a brilliant epiphany. I am also present to clear away your worries so you can trust your divine guidance. Yeah, so burdened, right? That you've already received the answer to how to move through something or whether you should commit to a thing, like whether it's a yes or a no for you. But all these burdens have made it really difficult for you to believe what you're receiving, to hear, to attach to it. And this is what Spirit wants you to get back to, and so that you can Make this decision, make this commitment, and move on from it. Trust the guidance you're receiving. Archangel Uriel has blessed you with a brilliant epiphany. I am also present to clear away your worries so you can trust your divine guidance. Yes, 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 yes. Right? Especially with accepting help from others, burdens, this representing you and needing to move back into that feminine power, that connection, fertility, growth, expansion, beauty on being on the other side of that. So if you feel like you have had, you can't even begin to think about what's come through for you to help you make decisions and commitments, give yourself over to a little bit of meditation each day, even if it's just for a little bit. And you're going to receive this epiphany, these answers to make a decision, move forward, and move on, and create beauty in your situation and in your life. Whether that's in love or business, but I'm definitely getting a stronger business energy here. But that doesn't mean that some of you, this isn't with love. That's definitely a possibility. Okay, I think I'm going to leave that there. I hope that you all have the most amazing, beautiful week. Take care, guys.